Well, Donald Trump has just issued a dire warning for the American people that I believe we all need to take to heart because quite frankly, if things continue on the path that they're on, we're headed into a very dark place here in our once free country in the United States of America. But before I get into that, I just got to give a quick shout out to my sponsor. Now, we have been told our entire lives that wrinkle creams are the way to look younger, but now one doctor says that that's nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Lake, the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. Well, recently, Dr. Lake has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? Well, so that he can focus directly on anti-aging revolutionary breakthroughs. Now, his clients have dubbed this do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method because it can take years and even decades off of your appearance in 2 minutes time. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lake has released a step-by-step video to the public where he outlines exactly how to use simple solutions from home. Now, if you want to check it out, all you have to do is go to bhmd1.com/haven. That's bhmd1.com/haven to watch that video. And if you want more information, you can click in the description box below. There's a link down there. Or if you're on your cell phone, click that more button to get more information, but you're not going to want to miss it out as this product has been life-changing for me personally. All right, back to the broadcast. So let's dive into this warning that Donald Trump gave while he was speaking in Dayton, Ohio to tens of thousands of Trump supporters. And that is where he issued quite a few warnings for us. And I want to start first with this clip here because I really think it hones in on the state of our country. But take a look at what he says here regarding Joe Biden.
And remember this, Joe Biden is a great threat to our democracy. He's a tremendous threat to our democracy. His incompetence is the number one reason. Also, he uses the Justice Department, the FBI, to go after his political opponent. Happens to be me. How are we doing? And he's driven my numbers through the roof. Do it one or two more times. How about a couple of more indictments, Joe, you dumb son of a... dumb son of a...
Can't say.
Somebody said they were indicting this guy into the office of president. But they've never done that in this country before. Nope. That's never happened.
So there you have it. First of all, and this is just a piece that I want to hone in on. But the truth of the matter is Joe Biden is a threat and probably right now one of the greatest threats to our democracy. And and you guys are already well aware of this, but he's using the justice system to his benefit to take out his political opposition. That's it. These are the kinds of things that you would see in Russia, or North Korea and all of these third world style countries where they're going after their political opponents. And here's another thing. If we don't get Joe Biden out of office in 2024, and if we don't vote him out, you are also going to have that target even bigger on your back. He's already proven that he'll go after his political opposition. He's already proven that he'll go after media personnel who speaks against them through censorship. And mark my words, it is not going to stop at media personnel. It's going to start coming onto the average American person who some of you have already experienced your banks being closed, your insurance being shut down simply because of the things that you believe. This is one of, by the way, I believe, let me just put it this way. I do agree. Joe Biden is one of the biggest threats to our democracy right now. In fact, he expands and he adds this, and I just want to play this part for you as well. Take a listen to this.
If you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of our country, put them together, they will not have done the damage to our country as this incompetent, crooked guy has done to our country.
Absolutely. And that's absolutely right. And he's not wrong. He has done the most damage than the 10 worst presidents. The 10 worst presidents, he's done more damage than all of them. Everyone is living paycheck to paycheck, can't afford typical stuff that we used to be able to afford. And I believe the last statistics I saw was that the average household was paying $700 more per month for just essentials. And now we've got college kids. I've got 4 college kids. Don't age me, but I've got 4 college kids, and they're getting ready to go to college, and some are in college, and they can't, it is impossible for them to afford their own apartment or afford their own studio. It's insanity where we're at. Now, there's one other thing that I want to address, and this is pretty huge. It's been all over the mainstream media. They keep taking it out of context. But Donald Trump said this regarding, by the way,
Mexico has taken over.
Regarding, by the way, the automotive industry. Here's what he said at that speech, and I want you to take a listen to this. But here's what he says.
Mexico has taken over a period of 30 years. 34% of the automobile manufacturing business in our country, think of it, went to Mexico. China now is building a couple of massive plants where they're going to build the cars in Mexico and they think that they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. Now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. But they're not going to sell those cars. They're building massive factories. A friend of mine.
Wow. So I want you to hone in. He's very clearly in this part of his speech talking about the manufacturing industry, the cars, the bloodbath that we could witness in the auto industry, right? But thank God we have somebody with a good head on his mouth saying, hey, we're going to charge 100% tariff or whatever to bring those jobs back in-house. But he's very clearly referencing bloodbath regarding the car manufacturing industry. So what does the mainstream media do? They say, oh, he's calling basically for a January 6th and a bloodbath if he's not elected, which is a complete and utter bogus lie. In fact, the Biden-Harris headquarters tweeted out or X'd out a tweet regarding that, and they completely edited his thing by leaving off the prior and the after of what he said. And I want to show you this. Here's what they say. Trump, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. And here's the clip they use.
Bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
Woo! So that's what they put out there, and they cut everything off. This is such fake news, but I like that people are pointing it out down here. Here's ALX. You conveniently cut out the part showing he was talking about the car manufacturing industry. It's just pathetic, the levels that they have to go to. And of course, all your fake news media outlets are here. Trump says there will be a bloodbath if he loses the election. That's the ABC. Here's theguardian.com. Trump predicts bloodbath if he loses the election and claims Biden beat Obama. And then we have in Ohio campaign rally. Trump says there will be a bloodbath if he loses the November election. This is all fake news. It's not what he said. He didn't just say that as if that's it. He was very clearly talking about the auto industry. In fact, Donald Trump did point that out on his Truth Social page. And here's what he said. The fake news media and their Democrat partners in the destruction of our nation pretend to be shocked at my use of the word bloodbath, even though they fully understand that I was simply referring to imports allowed by crooked Joe Biden, which are killing the automobile industry. The United Auto Workers, but not their leadership, fully understand what I mean. With the electric car mandate being pushed by Biden, there soon won't be any cars made in the USA unless I'm elected president. So there you go. And I agree with that statement as well. There is going to be a lot of chaos in the auto industry. There already is. If you look at what Joe Biden has done regarding the electrical vehicles, which are unaffordable to anyone. And I think that's what they want. They want everything to be unaffordable to everyone. And they want us all to they want us all poor and they want us all broke because they can more easily control us. That is why our borders are also wide open right now with anybody and anybody getting in. And we are now on alert for potential terrorist threats. Anyhow, kind of veering off there a little bit, but wanted to bring that. Can't wait to hear your comments and concerns. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.